So we talked on the channel last week, and I shared with you guys. I don't know if it's an epiphany or a revelation or what, but maybe this realization that I need to do, and maybe I've done a poor job of it, but I need to do a better job of sharing with you guys when I tell you these lessons, right? These life lessons or these things that you as a guild leader, raid leader, raider, whatever, uh, should or should not be doing. That I need to share with you guys. Some anecdotes as to why, right? I think this is the fun part of the content on this channel. Isn't just me saying, here's a list of things that I learned in the Marine Corps, but here is a story of something that legit happened and how it was resolved using the thing that I just talked about learning in the Marine Corps. And one of the big proponents that I push, hopefully to you guys, I push it to my team at work, I push it to my raid, is this idea of being vocal. Whether it is in or out of the raid, whether it is about the raid, about the guild, about personal problems, be vocal. And the reason for this is pretty simple, right? If you aren't vocal about what's going on, if you aren't vocal about your issues, your problems, your concerns, your objections, your questions, whatever it might be, I may not know about them. As a manager at my work, as a raid leader and a guild leader, I try to keep my eyes open to a lot of things. But I understand that there are friendships and cliques and relationships and, there are things that are talked about behind my back that I'm just not privy to. There are things that I don't see, things that I don't realize. And truth be told, I have my own shit going on, right? My team at work, it's a large team, and I can't watch everybody at once. I have my problem children, and I can't watch everybody. And so I have encouraged my guild members, my team members at work, I encourage you guys to be vocal about problems because they're not going to get fixed otherwise. And truthfully, one of the things that really frustrates me, and I say repeatedly, is you don't have the right to bitch about something if you're not going to be vocal about it. So that kind of brings us to the anecdote for today. And that is, and you guys should maybe see this content on the channel. And actually, I don't know, I haven't done the video portion of this, but you guys will see it. But what I'm getting at here is I was approached by one of my tanks. Now, the relationship between the two tanks, I think, is an incredibly important one. I've talked about it in the past. Short version is you got to trust your fellow tank. You have to be able to communicate. A really good tanking relationship, you can almost read each other's minds. You know the limitations, you know the problems, you know the areas that your fellow tank may or may not excel or fail at, and you should be the one covering whatever issues, mistakes, problems, etc. So there was a problem brought up by one of my two tanks. Now, they get along swimmingly. There's no relationship issues. I just want to throw this out there in case either one of them or both of them see this video. They very much so enjoy each other's company. However, one of the tanks said very, very bluntly, I require vocal feedback. I require the ability to talk to my other tank to know, are we swapping? Are we not swapping? Do I need to use a cooldown? What's going on? Etc. Pretty normal stuff, pretty standard stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. However, this tank says to us, me and my officer, for half the raid night, every single night, because of a situation with my fellow tank, he's not able to talk to me. And the short version is try not to wake his wife up, which is completely admirable. There's really no choice between the wife and the raid chatting. It's a pretty easy decision to make. And this tank says, hey, look, he can't chat for half the night. I'm having a hard time where we're talking in whispers during fights. I'm missing things. I'm not understanding things. And it's very much so a burden. It's pressure on me that I don't need, I don't want. I would like for it to be fixed, resolved one way or another. I'm bringing it to you guys. Now, this is something that I respect a lot, right? Is this idea that I have an issue. It is an issue that is my issue. And it very well may not be a problem or a deficit with the other player, right? Some tanks, some players have the ability to be non-vocal. When I tanked with a good buddy of mine in Mists of Pandaria, we were almost non-vocal the entire raid night, simply because we knew each other so well, so closely, that I was able to pick up on his movements, his ability usage. I could see if he was doing, if he wasn't doing something, I knew there was a problem. I could cover for him. It was a really good relationship. And this player said, "Hey, look, it's just not working. I need this. I have a deficit here. It needs to be fixed." So what we did is we brought all four of us together, right? Me and my fellow officer, two tanks together. We said, "Look, here's the deal. We have a problem. It needs to be fixed. There's a couple of different solutions. A, you start chatting the whole night. Doesn't work, right? Immediately shot down. Respect that. Can't do it. Wife's in bed. Not looking to wake her up and get her pissed off every single night. Easy fix. Option B is one of the two of you stop tanking. If this isn't going to work, we can't be vocal. One of the two of you need to stop tanking." And we chatted this out about a week, off and on, where we got some feelers, can we make this work with our current tanking situation? And we let the one tank kind of, they had aired out their grievances, their deficit. They said, here's the problem. Can we work on this without making major changes to the raid composition? We let it ride for a week. Came back. What's the status update on this? Not working out. Still feel the same pressure. Still feel the frustration even more now. Concerned about the new raid that's coming out in April, 8.2, any raid in the future. I'm concerned about it. I don't know what to do. So the solution is one or two of the tanks. We all agree, all four of us, one of the tanks needs to step down, whether it's the non-vocal guy or the one that requires constant vocalization. Somebody needs to go away. And we come to an agreement that the non-vocal tank, because of his situation and because of his flexibility, he is more than willing to play any of his myriad of other characters that are raid ready, that are ready to get a raid invite today and start kicking ass. And the reason why I want to chat with you guys about this and share this story is for many different reasons, right? I can respect, again, the ability for a person to come up to their leadership, guild leader, their manager, their team leader, whatever, and go, "Look, I got a problem. I need help. It's not a problem with anything else other than me. I have a deficit. I don't understand something. I need something reviewed. I'm having a hard time with something." Much respect to that. But we then were able to talk about the issue, figure out what to do. We came up with several different options. We laid them out on the table. We worked it out. Everybody's happy. We have two tanks that work pretty well together. No complaints. One of them being me. Obviously, you guys will see the content on the channel. We have a former tank who's now a DPSer who is very happy because, for half the raid, he can live it up. He can chat with the entire raid. For the other half of the raid, he can talk in raid chat. He doesn't have to worry about, even the situations where it requires, vocalization, right? Tank's about to die, we're about to wipe, and if you don't call something out, we're going to wipe. He would still speak up, but he would do it very low. He would do it few and far between. He doesn't have to worry about that anymore. He can type in raid chat, and he can type in, whatever. Everything's good to go. It was a success. We fixed the issue. Minimal impact on the raid. We lost, maybe a couple of extra wipes, me getting used to things again on the death night, but no real big issue. And everything worked out perfectly fine. So my encouragement here and my story here, my life lesson is this. Chat it out. Figure out what's going on. Talk about it. And don't be afraid to admit issues. If you're in a situation, you're a raider or a team member, and you have a problem, go to your manager. That's what they're getting paid for. That's what I'm getting paid for as a guild leader, I guess. But no, that's what we're here for, and I want you guys to be okay with that, both from a raid leader or a team member perspective and from a leadership perspective, where you can talk to people, you can figure out what's going on, and ultimately you can resolve the issue with minimal impact on everybody. And that's pretty cool. With all that being said, hopefully you guys like this content here. If you do, let me know. Again, be vocal. If you guys don't like the content, be vocal. Let me know what you guys don't like. Comment section down below. And until next time, guys, I'll see you.